Alright, we are live. No N1, not like Leddyba to complete the duo. I've never played Spinnerack in this game, and I don't want to. Hitmonchan with Iron Fist, that'd be a fun one. Anyway, I did make some changes. I'm not using any of Scott's no encryption patches anymore. No fault of Scott or anything, it's just my overlay wasn't really meant for those kinds of mappers, the way you have to like set your starter and stuff. They would be good if I was using Scott's overlay, but for what I want, it'll be better if I just went back to the old ones. So it might still occasionally flicker, yeah, but having PK Hex just makes customizing my starters so much more easier than having to edit the RAM directly. But that does mean the Goldenrod lottery, it won't be guaranteed like, hey, I'm going to get a Cherry Berry. I'm going to have to actually play the game and just hope for the best. So it's more like the actual game. But it's not like it matters. There's other ways of getting those berries. Anyway, if we take a look at the leaderboard here, since I'm not using the non-encrypted patch anymore, I'm going to have the timer start at 1 minute for intro skip. I did actually time it, like selecting new game and picking up the Chikorita, which I will replace in PK Hex with my starter. So yeah, these are the 25 Pokemon we played so far. I wouldn't mind Hitmonchan. Well, having Voltorb Flip. I've done Voltorb Flip the exact same way no matter what. I've always done save states. I did it with the regular ROM. I did it with Scott's patch, and I'm going to still do save states. It's just how I've always played. So it's like you kind of still have to play the game. I just don't like it when the answer is given to me. You're going to get Magikarp? I would re-roll that. Sorry, Smash Math. But anyway, what are we playing? Okay, I've played this in Emerald before. I hope it does not start with Whirlpool again, because that sucked. But if I recall, this thing gets some good moves. I know it gets Calm Mind, but the problem is Calm Mind is it's unobtainable in Gen 4. Wait a minute, if Whirlpool's an HM, does that mean I can't unlearn it? I won't be able to unlearn it until Blackthorn. You've got to be kidding. Oh, that is not good. That is not good. Interestingly enough, it gets Amnesia. Yes? Okay, so yeah, I'm literally going to be stuck with Whirlpool until after 7 badges. That's just great. But to be fair, this thing doesn't really have much move coverage. Not really much to talk about with tutors. The level up moveset looks pretty similar. Like, if we were to look at its Emerald moveset, pretty much the same moves. The things that Gen 4 gave it. Honestly, like Aqua Tail. But if I recall correctly, this thing has more special attack. Wait, this thing doesn't get Calm Mind. Oh, no, wait. It never got Calm Mind, did it? No, it didn't. I'm mistaking it for something else. Alright, at least our special attack is very good, but our speed is horrifically bad. Dominic, I'm not re-rolling. It's a fully evolved Pokemon. Oh yeah, from the Voltorb Flip, we'll definitely get Ice Beam. We get Psychic by level up, which is nice. Shadow Ball from Morty. Attract. Can this thing be male or female? Yeah, male or female. Oh, we can outspeed Red Pikachu. Well, that I actually don't know. But yeah, we will have to outspeed Red Pikachu, otherwise we will get one shot with Volt Tackle. That's just a given. Oh, you know what's funny? We could use Swagger Psych Up strats for Red. Swagger Psych Up in return. But the problem is, like, we need to figure out the level. Oh, we will get Substitute. Substitute doesn't really help with near the end of the run. It more so helps in the early to mid game. Like with all the Rocket Grunts and stuff. That's where it's most helpful. Not really any good pre-evolution moves either. Yeah, this thing's coverage is pretty limited. You know, I'm curious. If Scott had to play the Clam Pearl line in Heartgold, where would the Deep Sea items be? Route 20. That's the water route in Kanto. Dude. So yeah, Route 20. Oh, they're all on level 20. Or Route 20. I don't know how Scott would handle that kind of run. He'd be playing Clam Pearl both times. Oh no. It's in the erratic growth rate. I completely forgot. But you know what? Hear me out, guys. I think erratic might be a good growth rate for this. Because we're going to need a super high level for red, and erratic takes the least amount of experience to get to the high levels. It's just the early game is going to suck. But Johto kind of has an easy early game for the most part. But I think this is actually a good growth rate for it. Okay, let's go to Kingler Calc right now. I think the most important thing, we need to figure out what speed and level we need. The almost discontinued growth rate. I don't know why Game Freak introduced that growth rate if they hardly give it to anything. It's weird because in Gen 9, they gave Erratic to Squawkabilly and the Hydrapple line, but Fluctuating hasn't had a new Pokemon since Gen 4. Yeah, EV training and speed might be needed, but we'll see. Alright, let's take a look at this fight at level 80. Just as a starters. With Timid Nature, Swift Swim, Leftovers. Let's assume Vitamin Threshold Special Attack. Let's assume Vitamin Threshold Speed, just as a starter. Alright. The Pikachu has 189 speed, and Volt Tackle is an absolute death sentence. It's easy to see why not Fluctuating. It's outclassed by Medium Slow in the early game. Erratic, though, no idea. The thing is with the Erratic growth rate, Erratic is only really bad if your starting moveset is awful. Like, if you have to train for, like, Roxanne or Brock, or, like, Rourke, some sort of early game Rock-type gym leader, then the Erratic growth rate is very bad. But with Johto, with how the level curve works, you'll essentially be on par with them. So it won't be that bad. Alright, let's try 200 speed EVs. Nowhere close. We might actually have to max out. Because if we were level 90... Level 90 with 208 speed EVs with Timid Nature is what we would need to outspeed that Pikachu. Technically, we could go 252 EVs if we that would allow us to arrive at a lower level, but I think with the erratic growth rate, we're just going to naturally get to that point. Oh, the Macho Brace. It's in Goldenrod City. You have to trade a kid a Drowsy for a Machop, and the Machop is holding the Macho Brace, so it's very easy. Alright, so I think our moveset should be Return. I don't want to try special moves here, but you know what? For the sake of comparison, let's just look at Surf, Blizzard, and Psychic. Alright, so this will allow us to outspeed everything in the game. Technically, 190 is a speed tie. In Gold and Silver, it holds the Gold Berry, but in Heart Gold Soul Silver, they replaced it with Macho Brace. Oh yeah, look at that, Lapras. It does, like, a guaranteed 4-shot. Lapras, or Snorlax. Yeah, the Snorlax would be very bad. Dude, even Blizzard doesn't one-shot Venusaur. So yeah, it looks like we will definitely need to do Swagger Psych-Up strats. Yeah, Return, Swagger, Psych-Up, and Surf. Because Surf will allow the one-shot on Pikachu, but the question is, who will he send out second? It 100% has to be Venusaur, I think. It won't go for Frenzy Plant because Red only really goes for those Hyper Beam clones when it is at low HP. Like, if Venusaur's at red health, it'll go for it. So we will be able to survive 1 Giga Drain, which is nice. But it will be most likely going for Sleep Powder. And I don't think setting up Substitute's going to work, because he's not going to infinitely spam Sleep Powder, I don't think. I think he might try it once, then switch to Giga Drain. Or he might just immediately go for Giga Drain. So let's try... Honestly, I don't think... We might need to max attack, too. I don't think max attack EVs... Let's assume 100. It does go for those moves if it sees the KO. The Hyper Beam clones are an exception. Because I have had plenty of runs where I would be a one-shot to Blast Burn or Hydro Cannon, but then the Blastoise uses Blizzard. They treat those moves differently because they really negatively deprioritize recharge moves, unless certain conditions are met. Resting Mortar is likely Venusaur Snorlax. Yeah, I'm pretty confident it's going to be Venusaur second. Yeah, I don't think Timid's going to be the right nature. We do need plus speed, but I think our defense is pretty good. Let's go plus speed minus defense. That will be... hasty nature. Alright, so we might have to go with... is Return seriously our most powerful physical move? Technically, yes. Dude, this thing is only physical coverage or normal moves. Wait. Dive. Aqua Tail. You know? No, those aren't going to work for Venusaur. Never mind. Yeah, Swagger Psych Up won't really work out with Waterfall. Sadly, this thing doesn't get a physical move. Yeah, it will not. Who knows? Maybe Waterfall could help with everyone else. Yeah, on Venusaur, we would definitely need to... Well, I would like to have a tracked here as well. So maybe get rid of Waterfall and just have it tracked. So maybe the main course of action should be... Like, I think does Waterfall KO Pikachu to begin with? It would. Surf does KO it. Yeah, just barely. Dude, this is kind of a conflicting moveset because part of me does want Substitute, but at the same time, I know Venusaur is not going to spam Sleep Powder. It's going to end up going for a powerful move. So, honestly, would it be a better idea to just set up on the Pikachu? Because here's the thing, if we get hit by the Venusaur, we're most likely screwed anyway. So we may as well set up on the Pikachu where at least it's at the start of the fight. But the problem is, if it hits itself too much, then that'll be really bad. Yet there are so many instances where yet there are many instances where they do explicitly dumb move choices. That is true, yeah, he should, in theory, spam Sleep Powder on a Substitute, but I'm not 100% sure how it'll work if he has a move that's super effective and it does like 2/3 of my health. Like, I don't know how exactly that's going to work. Because, yeah, we're going to get one shot with Volt Tackle no matter what, so... It might be a good idea to do the Swagger Psych-Ups here. But, is there an early spot to train for attack? It's a coin flip? Probably, most likely. Well, I would have to use a tracked first. Does this thing have any other, some sort of, like, status move that could help us? Not really. So we would probably need to use Attract on the Pikachu, and then set up 3 Swaggers, and then Psych up it. The odds of this happening are pretty low, because hitting itself is essentially a 50% chance, plus Swagger can miss. Or what we could do is just knock out the Pikachu and set up on the Venusaur. But if it's going to be luck no matter what, it might be better to just set up on Pikachu, because Venusaur could just go for turn 1 Sleep Powder and just end us. And we just really don't have room on the moveset. And plus, we cannot one-shot Red's Pikachu. 25% chance. But this is with 100 attack EVs. Let's put in 150. We also need a good spot for speed. Daytime Route 32 is my spot for speed. Wait, no, not daytime. Nighttime. Nighttime Route 32. There are Zubat, Spearow, Pidgey, and Rattata. Do not do it in the daytime. There's Hoppip there. Yeah, essentially 50% chance. So I think it makes the most sense to just do this Attract 3 Swaggers and Psych Up on the Pikachu. And we just gotta hope for the best. But as long as we can one-shot everything at +6, we should be fine. Let's look at +4 first. Does not one-shot Lapras, okay? Maybe we need a higher level. We are in the erratic growth rate. Let's try 95. 68% chance to OHKO the Lapras. 56% chance to OHKO Snorlax. Guarantee, guarantee. 75% chance, 68% chance. So essentially, everything is a 50 to 100% chance of a knockout at +4 at level 95 with 150 attack EVs. And the best place to grind for attack EVs is actually in the water to the east of Ecruteak. There's Goldeen and Seaking in that water, and we can hold on to the Macho Brace. So we could technically go a little higher. Let's see, at 95, what is the minimum amount of attack EVs we need? Let me go to the Pokemon that is the least likely to be a one-shot. The Snorlax. Route 42, yeah, that's it. Maybe we should... no, I don't want to go plus attack. We need plus speed. Actually, we're going to be a higher level. Could we get away with plus attack minus defense? Let's try. Okay, yeah, that wouldn't be enough to outspeed the Pikachu. We would need maxed out speed EVs in order to outspeed with that nature, but I think it might be worth it because level 95 at +4 with the plus attack nature makes everything a one-shot. And this means we don't have to risk setting up a 3rd Swagger because I think it'll be pretty likely we can use 1 Attract and 2 Swaggers with Psych Up. Getting the 3rd Swagger in is going to be pretty hard. And with this, every one of his Pokemon is a one-shot. Yeah, I think this is the correct play. I'm going to open up some notes. Also, when I'm finished with these notes, I always put them up on PaceLink and I leave them in the description. Alright, we need a female Pokemon. Alright, so we'll need to save Return Swagger, Psych Up, and Attract, so do not teach it right away. Okay, let's think about the rest of the game. The erratic growth rate is going to make the early game kind of hard, but not too bad. Like at level 15, we'll get Water Pulse, which will be great for Bugsy. And then for Whitney, we'll make sure we have Ice Beam TM, but what's our moveset going to be for most of the game? Like, I think most of the game our moveset's going to be like Surf, Ice Beam, Substitute, and... is it worth teaching Shadow Ball early? I don't think it is. It's not going to help us with Chuck. It won't help us with Jasmine. It won't help us with Price or Claire. You're right, N1. Whirlpool. I forgot. We're forced to keep this on our moveset. So it's going to be Surf, Whirlpool, Ice Beam, Substitute. Okay, you know what? That's going to suck. But to be fair... Actually... Okay, I'm thinking about Morty here. Stab Surf is 142. Super Effective Confusion is 100. Okay, so... Even if Confusion's super effective, Surf will be better. So, I don't think there's a point in teaching Confusion, so... I think Surf and Ice Beam is the only coverage we need for a decent chunk of the game. I mean, Price's Dewgong and Seal will be a bit of an issue, but at the same time, what are they going to do? Am I right? What are they going to do? Jasmine shouldn't be hard. Chuck shouldn't be hard. But then eventually, once we get Psychic, we'll get rid of Substitute for it. Well, hold on. Where would Psychic help? In the league. It would help with Karen's Gengar. Does Chuck have Water Absorb? I don't remember. Yes, it does. Okay. Okay, we will need to hold on to Confusion then. So, honestly... It has to be Surf Confusion. We cannot teach Ice Beam yet. We'll have to save it for Claire or something. But then as soon as we get to Blackthorn, we can delete Whirlpool. And for those of you wondering, no, I cannot beat the 7 gyms, go to Blackthorn, go to the move deleter, then do the Radio Tower. They fixed that in Heartgold Soul Silver. You could do that in Crystal, but you can't do it in this game. You have to defeat Archer in order to get access to Blackthorn, so we have to hold on to it for quite a while, which is unfortunate. But at that same moment, we'll just teach Ice Beam, so our moveset will be Surf, Psychic, Ice Beam, Substitute. And that'll effectively be our moveset for a good chunk of the game. Theoretically, Shadow Ball could help with Will and Karen. More like they restrained you. Exactly. I mean, don't you know the phrase, like, when someone's been fixed? Yeah. I mean, Ice Beam will be good for the Zatus. The Slowbro isn't really that great. I could teach Shadow Ball for him. I would have to delete Substitute, though. But to be fair, Substitute isn't really that great in the league. It really isn't. Shadow Ball can help with the Vaporeons. I mean, Psychic could as well. But what I'm thinking is, Substitute isn't really that useful in the league. Because, like, you can block Confuse Ray, sure. But Koga is just going to spam Double Team. Bruno is just pathetic with his Hitmontop. And Karen just spams Double Team and Confuse Ray, which isn't really that threatening. Oh, wait. Hidden Power. I think we need to use Hidden Power Electric just to deal with Gyarados. So maybe what we can do in the league is take Shadow Ball, teach it over Substitute, and then teach over... Probably teach over Psychic. Yeah, teach over Psychic for Hidden Power Electric, because we might need Shadow Ball for Kanto, and besides, there's another Psychic TM in Kanto. Okay. These notes are going to be pretty short. It's mainly going to be, like, how I'm going to deal with Red. Isn't Morty also going to be a small issue due to our low speed? We just have to outspeed the Ghastly. Honestly, literally just the Ghastly. That's the only thing we have to outspeed. And the thing is with Substitute, Substitute just completely breaks Morty's entire team. Because he won't be able to use Hypnosis, he can't use Confuse Ray. Like, he's just made helpless. So we just have to be able to just get the Substitute up in the first place. And if you're wondering, Curse does not bypass Substitute until Gen 5. So if this was Gen 5, then that strat would not work. But in Gen 4, it does. Okay, what are the EVs I need at level 95? Let's see. 150 attack, 240 speed. I'm not gonna highly prioritize calcium because I need a lot of the EVs to go to those other stats. Like, I know it's gonna suck, like, having to deal with, like, grinding for attacking speed EVs, even though we're a special attacker, but if we don't grind for the extra attack EVs, Red is going to be so much worse than he'll already be. All because it can't learn Grass Knot. Dude, I wish we could learn Grass Knot. Alright, so from the game corner, we need Dratini. What else do we need? Ice Beam. Do we ever need to reteach Substitute at any point? Honestly, besides the first time, I don't think so. No. Yeah, and no. I'm just going to do one Substitute. Oh, wait. Am I going to need Rest for anybody? I don't know. The only instance I can really think of for us needing Rest is, like, for Lance. Like, if we can't one-shot his Dragonites, but I'm pretty confident we'll one-shot the Dragonites. Like, I'm trying to think when Rest would be useful. It does help, like, in probably the blue fight, or maybe, like, the red fight. But Rest, I don't think Rest will help for any of those. I think we just got to keep all our offensive moves, so I'll skip Rest. Okay, so Ice Beam, Substitute, and Dratini. That is going to be 10,000, 2,000, 2,100. So that's 14,100 points. Train for speed EVs on Route 32 at nighttime. Attack EVs on Route 42 in the water. Alright, I'd say our notes are done. I'm going to go ahead and put these notes on PaceLink before I forget. Alright, now I just need to open up Pika Hex and set my starter. Alright, Swift Swim is our only nature. We need a female Gorebyss. Hidden Power Electric. And our moveset, it's just, what is it? Just Whirlpool? Whirlpool, literally just Whirlpool. Just setting things up right now. Should only take like a minute. Too bad Swift Swim's going to be kind of a useless ability for the most part. Alright, let's go ahead and set up a poll. Alright, so if we take a quick look at the leaderboard, I'm going to compare this to another slow Pokemon, Slowbro. Slowbro needed a lot of speed EVs for Red, but it had a far better moveset than Gorebyss did, although it had to start the game with like Curse and Tackle, and it had to wait till like level 16 for Water Gun. But to be fair to this Pokemon, it gets Confusion at level 6. And this game doesn't really have many Dark types. Do you guys think it'll be better or worse? Funnily enough, Chinchou got a better time, all because of its moveset. Water Electric is just a really good typing. Yeah, I think, could this get sub 3? Honestly, I feel like with my more modern skill set, I feel like this can get sub 3, because we get a lot of different coverage. You know, I'm going to make the over-under 3 hours to 3 hours 3 minutes. Routing didn't take that long. I think it's going to be pretty intuitive for the most of the game. What nonsense did you pull this time? You'll see in like 5 seconds. The EV train will be time consuming, but Macho Brace will speed it up. Anyway, 3, 2, 1, go. A Gorebyss. Funnily enough, I've played Gorebyss before. It is not that great in Hoenn. Not going to be that great in this game either. Like, this thing doesn't really get a unique Gen 4 move, but for Red, we will actually be going with the Swagger Psych Up strat, because it actually does get both of those moves. But the thing is, our attack stat is not that great. And we would have needed +6 Swagger on Red's Pikachu in order to Psych Up it. But the odds of us actually getting the, yeah, the odds of actually getting +6, then Psych Upping it successfully is very, very low. But if we put in just a tiny bit of effort into EV training our attack, like have a minimum of 150 attack EVs at level 95, with a plus attack nature, which is why we're going lonely, we won't need +6. We'll only need +4. You may think, well, that's only 1 turn. Why would 1 turn matter? Our odds of getting 2 Swaggers is pretty low. Having 3 is going to be even worse. We're probably going to get double the red resets if we have to do 3. And also, guess what, Shadow? Since this thing starts with Whirlpool, and Whirlpool is an HM in this game, I have to hold on to it till I get to the move deleter. Well, I have to keep this on my moveset. Yeah, Gorebyss's back sprite is kind of freaky. I mean, it looks like it has a mouth. No, you can't unsee it. You're welcome. Get wrecked. I'm not even going to bother, like, knocking out any wild Pokemon right now. Because we're going to get Psychic, or we're going to get Confusion at level 6. But I just want to knock out the Cyndaquil. But in the erratic growth rate, Cyndaquil is not going to do good. It's not going to be enough to get level 6, so I may need a higher level. The front sprite's even worse. Yeah, it's not that bad. Hey, Shadow, did you see the Kevin Durant video I released yesterday? JS, you could have actually used a good game. At least it's actually good game. True. If I was playing black and white, I could have unlearned Whirlpool. Silly me. I should have done this in black and white. To be fair, I don't think it would have fared any better. It would not have been able to get Ice Beam, I don't think. Where's the Ice Beam TM in that game? Oh, it's in the Giant Chasm. In the post-game. Every game outside of Johto. True. Honestly, I mean, in black and white, this thing would essentially get all of the moves I plan to use, except for Ice Beam. I don't think Swagger's Psych Up is even a strat that this thing could use. Yeah, Zekrom would be a pain. That's what I was thinking of. Wait, we can just purchase Blizzard. I guess we would have to plan to make Zekrom a one-shot with Blizzard. Dude, that's how much experience that's... Dude, that thing had an Oranberry. Or play in white like I do with water types. I'm not a fan of constantly changing games. It'd be like if I swapped between, like, Heartgold and Soul Silver. Like, I don't like putting them on the same leaderboard. Like, if I were to swap games like that, I would do the game that had the harder dragon fight, but Shadow just makes it the easier dragon fight. Like, in my opinion, if you're going to make the rival have the hardest team, do the game with the hardest dragon. You know, make it more of a challenge. That's just my 2 cents. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and get Confusion in the wild here really quick. You know, if this was Generation 1 and Whirlpool actually existed, it would be a trapping move. It would actually be very good. Kind of like Clamp. Surf, Psychic, Blizzard, Rain Dance, Run, Hydration. That would be a pretty good moveset, yeah. You know, why did I think it was gonna be different? Oh, interesting. My center is set here, even though I never healed here. I was just really hoping I could have, like, gotten a crit or something, because I'm, like, 1 Pokemon away. Come on. There we go. At least it's only level 6. It could have been so much worse. Oops. Water Fire Spin, exactly. I don't need to catch an alternative fly user either. Normally in this game, I would catch like a Pidgey or a Zubat for fly, but you may be asking, why not use Kenya? I will actually get the Kenya and trade it in to the guy on Route 30 for the Rest TM to save 6,000 coins at the game corner, but I'm actually not going to be using Rest this run, so I will just keep the Kenya. Oh, so that's your difference with the rival, it's traditional, and like for those dragons it's more of a choice. I get that, but at the same time, everything you do in your runs is a personal choice. That was actually really sketchy. Everything you do is a personal choice. Like, everything you do in your runs is in your control. It's just up to you whether you want to do it or not. Not interested in grinding up to level 80 with the rework to experience gain because of a singular Pokemon. You know, speaking of experience, I know no Pokemon in Gen 5 has erratic or fluctuating. So Shadow, how do you think a Pokemon with erratic or fluctuating would do in Gen 5? Because with your Black and White series, you're never going to play a Pokemon with that growth rate. At least having Confusion, it'll make Sprout Tower an absolute breeze. I will say, though, if this thing was stuck with Whirlpool, I'm not kidding, I would have legitimately bought potions and used Struggle. Like for you, I don't get why you always replace Snivy. I don't really think that's right. It's just what I've done the last 5 years. Maybe not 5, that's not 4 years. The last 4 years. Because my original thought for it was, I don't want Pokemon to be placed differently because they had to face different rival teams. And I just didn't want to really think for each run, oh, I want to play the game with a Psychic type. Who would be the hardest starter? None of them really have type advantages on you, so you kind of have to make a personal choice with who you think is the hardest. But it's like, why bother with that, you know? It's not like it makes a difference 99% of the time anyway. Challenge is usually front-loaded, so mons that level up good early will have this advantage. I think Erratic would probably suffer really bad in Gen 5, because they are slower to level up than the slow group. Like, I think if you were to do this Pokemon and face Silent, it would be very bad. Hit him with the chair. Yeah, either way, all of the rules that we play by are in our controls. We don't have to stick with things like tradition. It's up to us what we want to do. Like, technically, I could allow X items. At one point, I did. Because my logic was, like, the actual speedruns use X items, why can't I? But then I realized it didn't make for a fun viewing experience, so I cut that out. And I used to teach Double Team via TM to literally every Pokemon I did with. Like, in my old Fire Red and Leaf Green solo run series, where I treated them more like speedruns. They were played on speed up, though, but I still allowed things like items and stuff. I think the only thing I banned was glitches. I think that was the only thing I banned. Alright, so yeah, with the erratic growth rate, you definitely want to do early game trainers. I am still kind of worried about the Bug Gym. You redid Ferrothorn, so you only have 2 re-ranks left? Nice. Will you redo Volcarona next? That thing's going to be awful for you. Even when I did, like, Volcarona the fully evolved, it did terrible. Like, the thing starts with, like, 40 power moves. It was awful. Harvesta and Mr. Pringles. Who's Mr. Pringles? Jellicent? Ah. Guys, I've been sanded. Alright, hold on. I'm going to use an agility. I think I'm going to try and use a Whirlpool. That may not have been a good idea. Yeah, that was not a good idea. Okay, I think we should just use 1 agility on the Pidgey. Dude, I'm 3 sand attacks now. Yeah, I don't think this is gonna work. Yeah, that's not gonna work. Where's a good spot to train? I think it's literally the tower. Yeah, that ain't gonna work. Yep, that's the erratic growth rate for you. There must not be encounters on this floor. On the bright side, we'll get speed and special attack EVs in here. Oh, I just realized, without the non-encrypted mappers, I remember whenever I would go in the game corner, my stats on the overlay would flicker like an absolute mess. Like, it will be upsetting that I will have to go back to that. It's just, customizing your starter was just more tedious and difficult. Yeah, I mean, I effectively just fought everyone in the early game. The only person I skipped was the bug catcher Wade with 4 level 2 Caterpies. The guy is worse than wild Pokemon. I think I just need to grind to a level where I can outspeed the Pidgeotto. Sounds like it's on mute. That's just you. Refresh your screen. Because literally everyone else can hear me. Yeah, N1. Stuff like that is why I don't like evolving in your runs, because how can you say you played Volcarona when you spent like 5% of the game as Volcarona? You mostly played Larvesta. But then I get it. I'm sure Shadow's going to come in and say, well, it's how you traditionally play the game. And I'm thinking, you can't really say traditionally play the game when we hack our starters and give them perfect stats. Like, the rules are arbitrary. It's up to all of us how we play. What speed was the Pidgeotto again? What speed was the Pidgeotto again? $24? Oh, okay. Well, at least I'm getting the speed EVs I need. Yeah, either evolved forms from the start, or playing as the first stage the entire game. I still find running first stage Mons interesting. Because you have to do unique strategies that fully evolved Pokemon cannot do. Plus, it's fun to see, like, first stage Pokemon compete with fully evolved bad Pokemon. Yeah, I had a feeling it was a problem on your end, Joseph. Yeah, I think if we just grind to level 13, we should get 24 speed. Because at the bright side, we're getting a bunch of speed EVs. Speed EVs in the early game mean essentially nothing. You need a lot more EVs to matter for one speed stat, but if all we're gaining is speed, then that will add up. And besides, like I said, we needed to do this training anyway. You know, Shadow Stitch, I'm just looking forward to, like, sometime on your Christmas break when you do a Black 2 White 2 stream. I look forward to that. Are you gonna, like, stream, like, a practice run? Or just, like, get straight into it? Because I'm assuming you're gonna do a stream of, like, learning the game. Like, you'll play through the game with, like, I don't know, one of the starters. Just to, like, learn and practice. Man, I hate how low the encounter rate is in here. You know, I say I hate it, yet when I go through here normally, I appreciate it. Hey, Shadow, is it a mandatory rule that you have to evolve the Pokemon all the way? What if, theoretically, like with your High Dragon run, what if you kept Zweilous not fully evolved and kept the Eviolite the whole time? Does that count, or is that against your rules? Like, you have to evolve it. Like, because that's an actual question. Like, what if you're playing, like, a Stone evolution? And it's somehow faster to just not evolve it. Like, if the evolution stone's super out of the way or something. Or, like, what if you were playing the game with a Pokemon that evolves from a Dawnstone, and the only Dawnstone in Black and White is in the post-game? So that means you're not allowed to evolve. Are you just going to have to deal with that? And he'll play a non-New York mod now. We all learned those kinds of Christmas miracles never happened. Yeah, the chances of that happening is when Shadow will play Charizard in Black and White 1. 0. You know, if we were playing it... Wait. I'm not playing at nighttime, am I? Well, shoot. You know, it's not that big a deal. The only reason I said we need to play at night was so that route... the route with the route with the grass just to the east of Azalea won't have Hoppip in it. $24. Okay, I feel like that's good enough. Wait. Okay, it is Sunday. Okay, that's good. I don't think it really matters, though, because I'm not really using return in the Johto section. In Kanto, I can just buy return at the department store if I need to. Oh, technically, if I want to, I can actually go purchase an escape rope, go to the ruins of Alph, and get myself an Oranberry. But I'm not sure if that'll be necessary. Let's just spam. Get wrecked, Pidgey. Well then. I just got the 10% confused twice. Okay. Magnezone. I mean, yeah, it loses speed, but... I get what you're saying. You're talking about Scott's run. But I feel like with any other game where speed isn't that big of an issue, you would want to evolve. Also, I do believe it's faster to get down to this route through this way, if you're getting Rock Smash. Yeah, Shadow Stitch, if you are playing the slacking evolution line, like let's say it ended up being a random Pokemon that you had to do the slacking line. Would you have to evolve it? Because you're going to start as Slackoth, right? Would you be forced to evolve it? Because if you supposedly played the slacking line with never evolving into slacking, that kind of feels unintuitive. So it would kind of be a rule where by the end of the run, you have to be a slacking. Like, I don't know, I'm just thinking of stuff here. Alright, these Pokemon here give speed and attack EVs, so I'm going to go ahead and knock them out really quick. And the 4 Magikarp trainer. Justin. I only ever fight this guy if I need a ton of speed EVs. And Shadow, what would be your rule for re-rolling a Pokemon? Because, like, my rule for the random solo run streams, I would only re-roll stuff that's obviously impossible, like Ditto, Smeargle, Wobbuffet. I mean, you're doing evolution lines, so it wouldn't be as awful if you rolled like Clamperl, because you could just allow it to evolve. If I don't like the vibe, or if it's a what do you mean you don't like the vibe? Oh, I have a really good example. Is Whirlpool gonna kill this? Yeah, okay, don't do that. Here's a really good question. I don't know this for sure, but let's assume you rolled Clamperl, and the Deep Sea Tooth and the Deep Sea Scale are locked in the post-game. Would you re-roll? Because there's no way to evolve it. Yeah, the thing is, N1, Shadow Stitch says for Black 2 and White 2, he would allow Pokemon from other regions. Uh-oh. Fuck. That is so annoying. I'm just gonna have to buy Pokeballs in Azalea Town, then come back. I'll just get this to sell. You're just not feeling like it that day? True. There have been a couple of runs where I needed to not stay up so late, so I set on the filter to only allow fully evolved. But yeah, I get what you're saying. Oh, here's an interesting one. What if on the random Pokemon generator you roll an Eevee? Does that allow you to use any evolution you want? But if you rolled something like Vaporeon, you have to evolve it into Vaporeon. Like, how would you handle that edge case? I feel like if I rolled Eevee, it would be a free choice for me. And if I chose to evolve it into, like, Jolteon, I'll just mark Eevee and Jolteon off the list. Oh, true, Yanmask and Munna. Dude, Yanmask and Munna would suck. But then again, Shadow could choose an option to where he does not want to do Gen 5 Pokemon, because he will have played every Gen 5 Pokemon in the original Black and White. Like, he probably wouldn't be in the mood to play it for Black 2 and White 2. He'll probably have a filter for only out-of-region Pokemon. But I don't know, it's up to him. Alright, I'm gonna have to get some balls. Great. Those are gonna be next October's videos, by the way, already decided. Wait, next October, you're still doing Black and White 1 runs? How many of them do you need to do? Slowpoke. Oh my god. Come on, dude. I don't want to use a repel in here. Normally, I don't get encounters in here. This is just ridiculous. Okay, fine. I'll use a repel. Yeah, I'll probably learn more to out of Univamons for the Black 2 White 2 streams. Yeah, because if you allowed them, then theoretically you could get a Pokemon you've already played before. So it would be interesting to, like, have you set a filter to where you only did Pokemon from the other regions. You have to play with something you don't recognize. It's up to you, though, but I think it'd be pretty interesting. Like, forget Alomomola, we got Love Disc. Would you consider Love Disc a gimmicky Pokemon? All it is just a weak Pokemon that can't evolve. Kind of like Basculin. Like, I'm sure you've done a run with Basculin. Wait, you spent 8 hours playing Wobbuffet in black and white? And it took you 8 hours? Dang. Oh, you plan to do the Unova Megas? Oh. Yeah, I do look forward in January to doing the, what's it called? The new Megas in Crystal. Because, the DLC for Legends EA added a whole lot more, Megas. It added roughly 30 Mega Forms. Which is just insane. That game has so many freaking Megas in it. It's just insane. It's going to take a long time to go through that Crystal series, but it's actually going to be a nice goal. Like, because it's actually going to be reasonable to have a goal of beating Crystal with every Mega Pokemon. Plus, the Megas are actually very interesting to play, because you got to play them differently. Because you essentially have to ban held items. And Gen 2 is very reliant on held items. Not like most games. So with all that, I'm guessing I can make it all stretch for the year. The question is, if you were to make it stretch for the year, would you have to go some weeks without uploading? Or would you, like, sprinkle in something different? Like, I don't know, a Digimon challenge or something. Love Disc exists for the sole purpose of farming heart scales. True. Yeah, Shadow, I still need to figure out my schedule for 2026. I am still on the edge of, wanting to do, Daily December again. Because I didn't like having to cancel videos for 3 months. But I think if I planned, like, the entire year around it, I think it would be pretty reasonable. So that way I wouldn't have to cancel the videos. But I don't know. Alright, that didn't do too much. Wait. Let me, agility. It's not worth it. Yeah, I'm torn. Yep. Okay. The thing is probably going to U-turn turn 1. So I think the proper strat is use a turn 1 agility. Damn it, dude. Just take the blackout. I'll go ahead and just fight the rival instead. Like I said, unless YouTube's your full-time job like Scott, it's not worth the time and effort put in. I mean, I don't treat it like a job, it's more like a side hustle. But then again, people often treat side hustles like a second full-time job. And you're basically making less than minimum wage at that point. Like, when you truly look at the numbers. But people generally do side hustles out of, like... It's out of, like, love for what you're doing. Like, for example, if you're a guy who loves coding, you could run a side hustle of, like, coding websites for people. And you might charge, like, very cheap rates. And it might be, like, paying less than your job, but you do it out of love for it, if that makes sense. Okay, so I don't think this level's gonna make a difference, but let's try it. Ha 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 ha, no. I like how you were listening to that. Oh. Oh my god, that was so lucky. Crit Water Pulse into Confuse hit yourself. That is literally perfect. That's literally the only way to do Pugsy without damage. Wow. No, don't. Oh, here, I'll show you something. Look. I cannot... Oh, I don't have the bottom screen showing, but I just tried to unlearn Whirlpool and it didn't work. But then again, like... Oh, hold up. I wanted to show this off. Click this lever. Then again, what I was saying, like, with just making content in general, technically, if I were to look at how much, like, my channel ends up bringing in, like, every month, technically speaking, I am making these videos even once a week at less than minimum wage. Like, far less than minimum wage. It's probably less than the tipped minimum wage, which is kind of insane to think about. But, why do I still do it anyway? I do it out of, love and compassion for what I do. So it doesn't really feel like work, though. Because if it felt like work, you wouldn't enjoy it as much. Like, I'm sure Scott, like, he said in his solo running Discord that he effectively does work for less than minimum wage with how much work he does, but what I'm thinking is, if it truly does not feel like work to you, then you can't really say that. Because if you were to take any other job and ask, like, hey, would you like to do this for $3 an hour? We'd all say, hell no, I don't want to do that. But if you do a side hustle or a side hobby you really enjoy, and then you look at the numbers and realize, wow, I'm making like $3 an hour, if that. Like, are you going to quit doing it? You're going to be working on your emulator? What, you need someone to, like, test it or something? I could help test it if you need me to. Oh, I already taught Rock Smash. Yeah, it's for the love of the game. Yeah, but Shadow, I'm sure one day your channel will get to that point. Why the project is stupid. So you're saying, Oh, so you're saying that as a joke. Okay. Okay, to be fair, it's not $3 an hour. No, I could do a 5-hour stream, and it makes like $1. So it's probably far worse than that. Like, if I were doing something I absolutely hated for these kinds of payouts, I would technically be in slavery. But no, it's something I truly enjoy. And when you're from Chile? Interesting. $0.20. Yeah, 20 cents an hour, pretty much. Yep. But then again, it's something I enjoy, so it doesn't feel like work. I just told the guy no, I don't want a bike. Alright, I just need 14,100 coins. And just for you guys, I will invert the screens. Okay, let's see. Nothing in. Nothing in those 2 rows. Oh, dude, that was stupid. I should have known that wasn't it. No. No. Okay, here? Yep, there we go. There's another 2 right here. Yep, there it is. Alright, almost done. Why did I do that? Alright, this is the last one. Dude. Oh yeah, look at the flickering moveset. Alright, so I just need 1 copy of Ice Beam. Oh, I ended up getting too many coins. Whoops. You know what? I already grabbed Dratini Ice Beam. Yeah, just get another substitute. Nah, I just like doing it and I'm good at it. Why not make extra money and feel like I'm... Hold on. Why not make a little extra money and not feel like I'm working that hard? True. It's like my big boss asked me to come over and work on the electrical in his new house. Just swapping out outlets and light switches, easy stuff. Everyone looks like, oh, you got roped into that. Nah, I just like doing it and I'm good at it. Why not make a little extra? Yeah, exactly. Although I feel like the Daily December has sort of pushed me, but to be fair, I think it was combining it with the daily streams. Like, I think what I should do in the New Year, either one or the other. Either the daily streams or the daily videos. One or the other. Doing both was kind of a mistake. That thing just metronome Sweet Kiss. Yeah, get 3 flinches and a crit, why don't you? Okay. Metronome Mud Sport. Mimic Water Pulse. Definitely was not due to... Okay, N1, it was not a tornado. We can't get tornadoes where we are. At least the big ones. Oh my gosh, this thing is irritating me. Dude. I hate this thing. The thing outlived my water pulses. You know, if I could get like a 20% water pulse confused, I would appreciate that. Or a crit. Okay. What's the vitamin of the day? There will be no vitamin of the day. We're going to be doing EV training in the wild, so all our vitamins will be organic. Hey, Galaxy Voyage. I'm watching on second tomorrow, so I thought I might have missed it, but are you ignoring the emulator talk, or is game dev just going on about it? He's mainly going on about it. He just rants about things. Like, I don't know what an IDE drive is. Like, I don't understand what he's saying. Yeah, funnily enough, yeah, you kind of want it to do that, yeah. But on the bright side, we will be getting, Water Pulse very soon. Or not Water Pulse, Surf. We'll be getting Surf very soon. I may as well... I can't get rid of... Okay, what's my moveset going to be? It's, Surf, Whirlpool, Substitute, Confusion into Psychic. So just replace Agility with, Substitute right now. These Voltorb gives speed. Oh, wait. I need to do EV training. He's tech. Yeah, we need to catch a Drowsy, yeah. Oh. Also, that TM right there, I believe, is Embargo. Oh, there's Drowsy. Yep, Embargo. Or cares about why the world needs another emulator. Turning a machine into a Game Boy. Good one. Part of me really does want to get Surf first, but no, Water Pulse be fine. What's the Drowsy for? Oh, I traded the Drowsy for the Machop in the department store, because the Machop is holding the Macho Brace. And, I need to go back to Route 32 and go EV train for speed, because I need 240 speed EVs for the red fight at level 95. Because if I don't get those EVs, Pikachu's going to outspeed and one-shot me with Volt Tackle every time. Alright, I'm just gonna go ahead and heal up here. Yeah, you're welcome, Matt. Also, don't do the speed EV training how I'm doing it right here. Because, if you're doing this during the daytime, there are a chance for Wild Hoppip to show up, and you do not want Hoppip. It's always better to do this at night, so the Hoppip is replaced with Zubat. I'm pretty sure it is the same Salamence, yeah. Honestly, I really think I should go to another route. Is there another route I could go to? Because I remember this lost me a lot of time with Slowbro. You know what's... Okay, you know what? I have the Squirt Bottle. I'm just going to use the Squirt Bottle on the other side of Pseudo Widow. Yeah, Salamence has done a lot. I'm going to try this route. But yeah, I may as well just... That is the earliest I've ever had that bike shop call me. That's special attack. That's either special attack or special defense. Honestly, I think I need to go to the first route in the game. Special attack? Okay. Oh, I probably should defeat those then. Because I need special attack as well. Not many special attack Vs, I just need 100. To be fair, game dev, more people know about the tricks than I do. More people know more tricks. Okay, Bellsprout I know give attack, which I do want. Honestly, this route's pretty good. I can just fight anything here. I need special attack, I need speed, and I need attack. I mean, I'm not going to get all the special attack and attack EVs I need here, but my main goal is speed. Oh, true, except Hoppip. But my plan was to do the attack EV training to the east of Ekritik on Route 42 for the Goldeen and Sea King. Which is why, like, I'm going to get some of the attack out of the way, but I'm mainly focusing on speed. But to be fair, I wonder if it's faster to just exclusively focus on one stat at a time. I don't know, because that Bellsprout I killed could have just been a Goldeen by Route 42. I think it's actually better for me to just stay here. You know, I think what I'll do for next year, I think I might do Daily December again, but I think what I'll do is the streams are just going to be normal. Like, it'll be the normal, like, Crystal Backport. Like, the streams are going to be normal. But I think I will do the daily videos. Like, the daily videos wasn't that bad. It's the daily streams that are exhausting me. True, yeah. I need the training for Morty, too. Heartgold Soul Silver is a really Wild West. Yeah, I like it. It's actually one of my favorite games to do solo runs in. Because there's so much available to you. And it's interesting. It's not like Crystal where everything is just bland. Like, everything plays the same. But, like, with this thing, most of the runs, like, play differently. There's always something they do different. But yeah, that's why I'm glad I have, like, my Discord server with all those Pokemon channels. Like, I added a lot of those Heartgold Soul Silver guides. I even added a guide for getting shards for berries. I mean, yeah, the daily lottery can get you a bunch of them, but if you need specific berries for somebody, like if you need a lumberry, or better yet, a citrus berry, I don't think you can get citrus berries through the lottery. Curse return. Exactly, yeah. I mean, to be fair, even in those crystal backports, a bunch of them do end up using curse, but I can't use, like, curse with return and leftovers, because obviously I can't use leftovers, so the strat isn't as good. Curse return is only really good in crystal when you combine it with either quick claw or leftovers. But if you can't use quick claw or leftovers, the strat's a lot harder to pull off, which is what makes megas pretty interesting. But besides, most of them usually get a setup move, but the ones that don't, and they have to use curse, it's not exactly free for them. Shallow in terms of normal berries. Oh yeah, there's a Ruins of Alph citrus berry, true. There's also a life orb in there. I think it's in the Ho-Oh chamber, which is one reason you should play Heartgold over Soul Silver. Okay, I already fought that guy. Actually, hold on. Oh, no, do not fight him. I was about to say, that guy has all speed EVs, but no, I should heal up first. Do I need any, HMs from here? No, I do not. The reason I'm depositing is because there is a multi-battle, double battle in front of Ekritik, and doing that battle 2-on-1 essentially is very difficult, because they each have one Clefable and one Wigglytuff, and they like to use Disable, Sing, and Metronome. So I always like depositing them and withdrawing them later. So that way you can just fight them one at a time. Didn't you fight the bird? Yeah, I should fight the bird keeper, yeah. Let me go do that before I forget. But yeah, the EVs I need are 150 attack, 240 speed, 100 special attack. I'm not going to grind in speed EVs until 240. I'm just going to go as far as I think I need to. Because, like, I can assume that I'll get the rest of the EVs naturally. But I don't know what number to stop at. I think 200. I think 200 might be the number to stop at. Yeah, 200. But I'll still need to grind for attack EVs too. And I think for special attack, I'll just buy calcium. Citrus Berry in the Ruins of Alph is just Surf and Flash required. Not sure if it would be super worth. Life Orb is in the 4th chamber. Probably the best bang for your buck. To be fair, though, like, it might be a better idea to use a shard. But then again, that's not the best kind of luck either. Okay, yeah, there will be a vitamin of the day, potentially. As soon as I get enough speed EVs and attack EVs, I'll try and max out my special attack with calcium. Next year, record all the videos for Daily December in like May to June. The Daily December streams and videos, but Daily December should be a theme. I don't really know how to do Daily December. It just seems like Scott does the most random ass runs. But to be fair, I didn't actually plan stuff for Daily December until I believe it was June. But I think if I... Look, my move 1 is Fissure. Classic encryption. But I think if I go into the year with the entire year planned, like I know what I'm doing and when, I can help plan a lot better too. And besides, like, on the bright side, me having done this Daily December for editing and voiceovers, it has actually made me far more efficient with how I do voiceovers, the quality they sound, and I've learned a lot of new editing shortcuts. Like, in fact, right now I'm editing a video for Daily December. It's 52 minutes long, and within an hour and 20 minutes, I've edited the first 33 minutes. Which is a record. Like, that could have been an entire video for some games. 2 hours before release. To be fair, Matt, you are raising a kid. I'm not. John, there isn't going to be some sort of random made-up day for every day in December. Okay, so yeah, as soon as I get 200... Well, not 200. I think as soon as I run out of PP here, I'll heal at the center and just call it that. I'll save the attack EV training for Necrotique. Well, I have to beat Morty first. But you know what? I wonder if it's worth it to not do the attack EV training just yet. Because I do worry if I do it all, I'm going to end up getting too many EVs, then I won't have enough to max out on calcium. But at the same time, this thing has 114 special attack. We don't need 100. Like, we don't need it. It's helpful, but not needed. So, yeah, I'll just do it like that. Okay, game dev, I do not want to do ice types for the full month. Ice types suck. Ice type moves are S tier moves. Ice types in general are like F tier Pokemon. Like, I'm sorry. Skill in Cloyster doesn't exist. Yeah, it's unfortunate. Alright, no more Macho Brace for now. I have considered the idea of turning backports into videos, but I'm not a fan of that. To be fair, when Scott does backports as videos, they're honestly my least favorite kinds of videos. Like, I just don't really think it's the most interesting to see a Pokemon that doesn't belong in the game, like, being, like, optimized and performed as if it were being compared to other Pokemon. But what I like about the backports we do is we do it as a race format, so we're racing against each other. And that, I think, is what makes it interesting. Like, when I did the backports by myself, I didn't really enjoy it as much. Like, by myself. But when racing with other people, I enjoy doing them a lot. No, I don't want to do daily streams for December. Like, the daily streams were exhausting. But yeah, I will need to just plan out the whole thing. How I generally do the planning is for every week, I will stick to one game. So like Fire Red week, Platinum week, Omega Ruby week, Red week. It'll be the same game for an entire week. And then what I will do is I'll have a group of 2 Pokemon, usually like version exclusives or something that I think would be fun to pair. Like Houndour and Slugma, because they're both Johto fire types, for example. I would make one of them a video, and the other one will be a live stream. Like, it'll be like pre-routed and I'll know what to do. And then after that, I want to have one random solo run stream and one crystal backport. So that's 4 streams a week. Plus, if I wanted to have a 5th stream where I did like speed runs and stuff, that would be 5. Slugma. Slugma balls. I'm sorry, I had to. Alright, I need substitute in the place of agility. I have to hold on to Whirlpool because it's an HM move. Okay, I think the rival's Haunter has 48 speed, so I should be able to outspeed it. Wait, Ghastly? Wait, they downgraded his Haunter to a Ghastly? Huh. I should have known that. Huh, oh well. Yeah, N1, the outspeeding the first Haunter is actually the one that matters because that's the one with Curse. The second one does not have Curse. That's actually great. Wait, what's her name? Georgina? What the hell kind of name is Georgina? You know in Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire, there's a school kid in Roxanne's gym named Georgia. Like, that's a more appropriate name than, like, Georgina. Like, what? I just realized that's what her name was. My name is sorry, it's a habit. Farquaad? Farquaad? From, oh yeah. Isn't that the guy from Shrek? Isn't he the guy that says, some of you may die, but that's a sacrifice I'm willing to make? That's Lord Farquaad, right? I only know that guy because of the meme. I've never seen any of the Shrek movies. It just never really interested me as a kid. Scared of Shrek. To be fair, I wasn't scared of Shrek. It looked like one of those, like, bad Pixar shows and movies. It just looked like one of those. It's kind of hard to describe it. I don't even know if it was made by... No, it was made by DreamWorks. It wasn't made by Pixar. I think when I was younger, I wasn't the biggest fan of DreamWorks back then. That might have been why I didn't watch it. I better go do the attack EV training now, actually. Okay, yeah, so this route right here is 100% attack EVs. Wasn't precisely a big name before Shrek. I think I was introduced to other DreamWorks stuff before Shrek. What were some other movies they made? DreamWorks. I think DreamWorks made Up. I've never seen that movie. I know they also made that, I don't remember what the movie's called. It was that Guardians movie that had Jack Frost and Santa in it. I think DreamWorks made that. I think I did enjoy that movie a lot. Up is Pixar. Oh. Shows you how much I know. Okay, so the attack EV training here is not going to be too bad. I only need to get 150. I'll probably end up stopping at 140, though. Ants. Okay, I did not like the Ants movie. I barely even liked Bug's Life. Why would I want to watch Ants? Chicken Run. I did not like Chicken Run. I might have seen it one time as a kid, and I thought the movie was stupid, even as a kid. I've never seen Prince of Egypt or Road to El Dorado. Also, there's a chance of seeking here for 4 attack EVs. Uh-oh. You know what? Attack EVs aren't that common. I'm just going to stop once I get to 140. Then I'll go ahead and do the lighthouse. I'll get some high money items, and then I'll go, like, buy some calcium. Those were all the DreamWorks movies prior to Shrek. What were some DreamWorks movies after Shrek, though? Damn it. This is the annoying thing with attack EV training here is the EVs. Or the supersonic. Oh, Kung Fu Panda. I did not like Kung Fu Panda. I just didn't like it. I don't know what it was about it. I think just the movie about a karate panda. It might have also been the animation style to it. I think I just wasn't a fan of, like, TV shows starring, like, 3D animals. Because it never interested me watching Kung Fu Panda. I've never seen any of the movies. I was a weird kid, okay? I was more of a Disney Pixar person than DreamWorks. I just viewed DreamWorks as like a Disney competitor. Madagascar. I think I liked the first one, but not that much. I did not like the Bee Movie. Never seen Gromit. Over the Hedge, I liked that one a lot. That's like one of their best works. Very underrated. Flushed Away, Kung Fu, never seen those. Train Your Dragon, never seen it. Megamind. I thought Megamind was okay. Rise of the Guardians, that's what the movie was. I liked that one. Croods. Oh, the Croods, also really good. Turbo, I like Turbo. And Boss Baby. Okay. But I feel like with DreamWorks, their newer stuff was better than their old stuff. With the main exception of Over the Hedge. Like, that movie really should have gotten a sequel, but it never did. I mean, I've never seen, like, some of the sequels to those other things. Like, I know they made a Croods 2 and a Boss Baby 2, but I've never seen either of those, because I'm a grown adult. But then again, I'm playing a Pokemon game, so I don't really have a leg to stand on for that. Dude, these Goldings spamming Supersonic is why attack EV training is inconsistent here. Technically, you don't have to have the Macho Brace, but it helps a lot. Restream disconnected. Okay. That was weird. In the last 30 seconds, did I drop out or freeze to any of you? I am not holding a White Herb game. Only for 2 to 3 seconds? Okay, yeah, it said Restream had a disconnect. But Disney and Pixar is kind of the opposite. Like, their older stuff was far better. And by older, I mean mid-2000s. Like, if you were to ask you what my favorite, like, let's say Pixar. I think Disney and Pixar are different companies, but they work very closely with each other. But I think for the sake of this, I'll count them as separate. My number one, highest, most favorite Pixar movie of all time is Cars 1. Like, I loved that movie so much as a kid. I watched it so much. I had a lot of Cars-themed merch, and as a kid, I liked playing with toy cars. And in terms of the sequels, I liked Cars 3 a lot. Cars 2, not as much. Because I don't like how they turned the movie into like a Mission Impossible type of film. But like Cars 3 was like more grounded, and I actually did appreciate that. I remember I saw Cars 3 on my 15th birthday. Hard to believe that film is like 8 years old now. You already have enough attack? Oh, you're right. Okay. I wasn't paying attention. Alright, hold on. Let me get this to sell. How much money do I have? 18,000. Part of me wants to go, buy the calcium right now. But the thing is, I won't have a way back. So I'm just not going to worry about that right now. Hold up. Unequip that. Yeah, I'll wait till I get fly. Because there's also a nugget here, too, I can get. Dude, where is it? I know it's here somewhere. Oh, it's down there. You should get speed ASAP. You're close to the limit. Am I? Dude, I need to have an EV total on my overlay. So 28 plus 150 plus 21 plus 64 plus 1 plus 207. I'm at 471. So if I subtract 510... that only leaves 39 EVs. Wow, I am really cutting it close. I wanted to ask your opinion on someone running a race Pokemon after race over, for instance. Adair did it with Smeargle and just kept playing the game and everyone quit after to get the best time. Are you talking about Zealous Pawn with Mew? I mean, the race is already over. What does it matter? I just feel like it doesn't matter, because the winners have already been decided anyway. Even if someone from 8th place got, like, a higher time than me, it doesn't matter. The time limit's up. Okay, so yeah, you're right. I need to train on speed right now. Where's a good place to do that? I think just the grass in the area. But yeah, I should be able to add a line of code in my overlay to just take my EVs and just add up the grand total. Special attack. I don't want special attack right now. Tauros. Hold on. Guys, what EV does Tauros give? Let me look. I can't type it without typing R. Speed? Oh, thank you. I couldn't type the word Tauros in my search bar without pressing R and activating a reset. But yeah, I need to write that on my to-do list. Like, I'll just write it in one of my overlays, and then I can just copy and paste it to the others. I mean, Gen 1 and... Oh, speed and attack? Oh well. Farfetch'd. What does Farfetch'd give? I can't search it because it has the letter R in its name, and that's my reset button. It's so annoying when that's my reset button, dude. It's attack? I think it might be attack as well. I'm gonna run away. I've never EV trained in this route before, so I just don't know. Miltank, I know for a fact that is not speed. I can't paste the full code, but you can make a method that looks like total EVs. Oh yeah, I can. Because I use methods to calculate badge boosts. So I could make a method that returns that. Yeah, it shouldn't be that hard. I have actually thought of making a formula to where once it equals 510, it'll make all the EVs disappear. But I think that'd be a pretty dumb idea. I think maybe what I'll do is, like, once the grand total reaches 510, maybe, like, all the EVs can turn a different color. Like green or something. Like, green means it's full. 240. Wow, that is exact. Wait. That is exactly 240. Wow, that was really close. Then just run it as a div at the top where it'll be like DVP class EV total EVs. Oh yeah, I could completely see that. I would just copy and paste how I did it with badge boosts, because it's essentially the same thing. Okay, so right here, guys, at 240 speed EVs, I will outspeed Red's Pikachu at level 95. But the question is, where would I put it? Because, oops, I know there's other changes I want to make to my overlays. Like, for my crystal overlay, I need to find a spot for my hidden power typing, because I didn't make it with that in mind. I just don't know where I would put my EV totals. One idea I have is maybe in the HP box in the bottom left. Like, maybe what I could do is, like, have a small little rectangle section that has a white background and just have the total in there. But I'd have to make it to where it won't get in the way of the HP stat. Now Gorebyss is a mixed attacker. God, that was honestly the plan. Like, this thing needs the attack EVs for red. I mean, technically... Oh, I have more than enough, yeah. This allows me at 95 to only need 2 swaggers instead of 3. Because needing a 3rd swagger would make the fight way more unlikely to win. I'm phasing out one thing for another. For instance, maybe if you're fighting a wild Pokemon, you have an EV box that goes over the enemy Pokemon. Oh, hold on a sec. I need to reread that. Okay, I've been phasing out one thing for another. For instance, maybe if you are fighting a wild Pokemon, you can have an EV box that goes over the enemy Pokemon stats or something, and it just has a higher D value. I'm confused what you mean by that. Yeah, I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. Just only have something called, like, for a moment where you would need it. But I just didn't understand the example you gave. Z value is depth. Well, okay. I'm not really a fan of, like, having stuff fade in and out when you need it, because I'm the kind of person that likes stuff being visible at all times. Like, I've always found it annoying how on Scott's runs, he doesn't show his EVs by default. It only shows his effort values when he's buying vitamins. It doesn't show all the time. I actually like it when stuff shows all the time. Like, you may not always need it, but if you do, it's right there. Like, if I only had the EVs in my stats box down there only pop up when buying vitamins, it would not be a fun viewer experience for me, because I like seeing that kind of stuff. Oh, I don't use Z values in CSS. I never even knew I could do Z values. I've never really had a use for it. Far right corner of the nature box. I could put it there. I would have to figure out how to make it not look out of place, though. Maybe, like, you know that gap I have in between the nature and ability boxes? I could probably put a box in there. Oh, I am not replacing money. I used to have a coin counter on here, but then after realizing how useless it was, I replaced it with hidden power typing. Also, technically only one trainer is mandatory. This guy see me? Oh yeah, he can. Yeah, maybe I could make, like, another smaller box for, like, total EVs. But then I'd want a box below that to show something else so it's even. But I'd have to think of something else to show. Like, the top box could be total EVs, and the bottom box could be... I don't know what it could be. returns effective power? That might be a good one. Dude, normally I would have withdrawn my HM users by now, but haven't needed to with this thing. Yeah, I could have returns effective power show up pretty easily. I would just have it look at my friendship stat and then divide it by 2.5. Right now is 94. Yeah, see, like, this would be good stuff to know. I mean, for this run, not good to know, but for other runs. The thing is, I would technically want to find a way to make it fit for the Gen 3 overlay. Actually, the Gen 3 overlay might be easier to have it fit, because it's more of a rectangle rather than like a squarish rectangle like Heartgold. So it would probably be easier to fit it. World is really your cloister. So many things you can do, and I've had fun going through it all. Are you talking about, like, the game in general? Oh my god, Raikou. Oh, fastball. Oh, here, have a premier ball. Damn. I have never once caught that thing. I'll catch it one of these days. Oh, the overlay was half the battle. My overlay is very, very simple. It's mostly static images and text. But it looks like a functioning overlay. Like, you... Hold on, I'm gonna pause. You guys want to see what it looks like if I go into OBS and I hide my overlay? Watch this. I'm gonna hide everything that is my overlay. That's it. Everything I'm putting in and out, that's my entire overlay. Oh, also, this thing could really benefit from choice specs, too, so I'll make sure to get those. No shame in that. My whole screen just goes black. I just know some people's overlays just show literally everything, even like images and stuff. But why have overlays show images and work on positions and stuff when you can just have the images there, you know? He's weak sauce with his code. A hard picture and code just places text elements. Yeah, I'll admit it. But guess what? None of you can ever tell. Specs is one of the best items. I mean, if you ask Scott, he would say choice specs are terrible. Scott taught me choice specs aren't worth it. Don't listen to that guy. That guy doesn't even do EV training. Kind of like presets and editing. You do the work now, automatically build the overlays later. I still handcraft the overlays, but just dump them in the right folder and it calls it. Oh, nice. But yeah, the only presets I really have in editing are my intro and outro, all the Gym Leader, Elite Four, and Champion intros. And I have a folder in my videos folder called Clips for Editing. And inside the folder are 5 different subfolders. Music, Other, intros separated by game. And I actually have a folder with all the Pokemon cries. So I can go in there and search the one I need. and I just immediately know where everything is. And then I can just drag it into my timeline and get started. I don't have to, like, search random folders for one. Like, I can essentially, like, open up a brand new timeline, throw in all my clips in, like, 1 minute or less. I don't have to go, like, searching for things. But to be fair, I do end up dumping the entire game soundtrack all at once, which is a lot of stuff in my timeline, but it doesn't matter. That scientist is blind. True. I mean, you can talk to the desk on the side. We're still a ways away from getting psychic. Yeah, to be fair, the erratic growth rate really hasn't held us back that much. What held us back was our bad move pool. But to also be fair, it did hold us back for Bugsy. Bugsy was actually pretty difficult. I had to get super dang lucky with Bugsy. You know, if it weren't for the fact that everyone's computers run DS emulators at different frame rates because DS games are very hard to emulate properly at, like, without using up a ton of your resources. If it weren't for that, I'd love to do Heartgold races with somebody. Any big race outside Gen 1 would benefit the community a ton. I frickin' wish. I remember Scott openly said in the Mew race Discord, he said he openly admitted a race in Gen 2 would not be interesting because people would use Curse and, like, Hidden Power Ice and stuff. But I mean, most people can run GBA games at 4 times speed. It's not really that hard to run a GBA game at 4 times speed. So I would love, like, a race in, like, Fire Red, Leaf Green, or Emerald. I know I'm not the biggest Emerald fan, but at the same time, it is interesting to optimize. I banned Curse and I'd still run Curse just to see how good the competition was. True. But the thing is, I don't think Scott is willing to host something like that. I think someone else will need to host it. And I've already hosted one race, which was a randomizer race. I don't want to host races ever again. Especially if I were to, like, edit it into a video. It would be interesting if I, like, hosted, like, I don't know, an 8-player, like, solo running tournament like Scott had. Except, like, do it for a different game. That'd be pretty fun. Yeah, we had a deep talk about it. It would take some rich third party, the J-Roses of the world, would have to come down from their cloud. Oh, speaking of J-Rose, I saw a comment under Scott's Mew race video saying it was diabolical that J-Rose was never invited to race, and I responded, dude, that guy is not good at playing fast. Like, J-Rose would get destroyed by everybody else. Like, half of the people who did the runs in that Mew race are far more skilled than J-Rose is. The difference is J-Rose is the one with the audience. Most of us don't. Like, that's the difference. Like, J-Rose would just be there for popularity points. He'd show up, get, like, 21st place, and just call it a day. Uses a unique process of computing. Dang. Scott's like the only one with a community that's good enough to actually do the races. 20 first place? That sounds generous. Dang. I mean, I think it'd be cool to have a battle challenge tournament where you have to speedrun the game with a full team of the league to randomize your Pokemon. Be here, the fall off after like 12th place in the races are extreme. True. Who knows? Maybe I might host like, maybe Steve and I could host like some sort of 8-player tournament. We would probably end up doing it in like, oh, we could probably do it in like Pokemon Crystal with backports. Was almost gonna battle Shadow Stitch. Oh my god, I hate this thing. I wasn't gonna battle him. Every day for your life. Yeah, Matt, you got a lot on your plate, that's for sure. Okay, price wasn't that bad. He just took a while. To be fair, I probably should have equipped choice specs for him. Like, something that'd be interesting is maybe we could have, like, how many would it be? Four. We could have, like, 7 different, like, backports. Like, let's say, like, a Mega Pokemon or something. Or just, like, regular Crystal backports. And, like, we'll host the tournament, and, we'll give the backport patches for, like, one person to do a race against. We'll do it, like, 2 playthrough race. Whoever has the better second time wins. And we'll progress to the next round. But there won't be any routing ahead of time. Plus, since there'll be backports, you can't really plan ahead of time if you're doing a backport. Like, that'd be interesting. Like, we would always like to get more people to do the crystal runs with us besides Ike. But it's like, we've tried to ask people if they wanted to show up, but no one ever does. I even went into Scott's solo running Discord one time in the Crystal channel and asked if anyone was interested in joining us for backports. I got no responses. Everyone just completely ignored my message. Literally continued chatting as if I was never there. I just don't think people are interested in that, sadly. Alright, on the bright side, I'm 1 level away from Psychic. Specs Surf is slightly stronger than Super Effective Confusion. I just don't want to hold on to Specs right now. Well, it's just because I don't have much PP. You know what? I agree with you. I'm equipping Specs. I'll just need to unequip it for the rival. Hey, 42% stronger is a huge margin. To be fair, most of the conversations are picking apart Scott's videos or discussing some obscure strategy with the PU tier. True. Psychic, there we go. And also, I'm trying to think of how to do this with the erratic growth rate. Do you guys think it's a good idea to use all the Johto candies before the league? Because using the rare candies at later levels with the erratic growth rate is a huge waste of experience. I was thinking, what would happen if we used Confusion, then replaced it with Psychic? I think it would lock me in. I think it locks you into that move slot. I think that's how it actually works. Yeah, I think it might actually be a better idea to use the candies before. I thought it would lock you into struggle. I'm not sure. I think it locks you into that move slot. And I can't wait to finally get rid of Whirlpool. What would I replace it with? Ice Beam. Ice Beam. You know, I can't wait for this trainer theme to somehow give me a copyright claim. Ether? Eh, I'll be fine. There's a max ether coming up. Yeah, there's just a Golbat and Eradicate. I'll just use the max ether coming up. Whenever I do the Rockets Underground section, I always try to plan around that max ether. Because it's right there. Oh, I did not think he would see me from there. Or dude, like a Fire Red Leaf Green race would be so good. Well, it's just a shame people aren't really interested in actually racing against people. Maybe they're just intimidated by me and Ike and Steve. They're probably just intimidated by us. It is so interesting just how many of these guys you can skip. Alright, now we just got Archer. Yeah, I had no idea Scott was actually doing Deoxys. We had no coordination, by the way. Just a heads up. When is... I didn't completely watch that Emerald video he did with Volbeat and Illumise. I'm pretty sure he announced it at the end of that. Is it a massive 4-way versus video? It is. Ah. I do feel comfortable sharing this because the video already came out. He is really going to hate the attack form. The Deoxys attack is so bad. Normal is the best? I would agree with that, I think, yeah. I will say, though, the speed form is also kind of good, because in Gen 3 it does get double teamed by level up. Hold on. I need to... hold on. You only need to push the top left boulder. I keep forgetting how to solve the puzzle in this. 40 power rock smash. Well, not in Emerald. There we go. I might need the... no, I don't need Never Melt Ice. Screw that. That was perfect repel steps. Alright, guys. Say goodbye to Whirlpool. It was nice knowing you. Good riddance. Oh, I'm gonna need Hidden Power Electric. Dude, it is so hard to skip these two trainers. Alright, I don't need Substitute anymore. I'm gonna get rid of it. That was a crit. Whoops. I deserve that. Hidden Power Electric is just great in solo runs for water types, because water types don't have coverage for other water types. Okay, the crit didn't matter. Also, Ice Beam is actually better here than Psychic, because Ice Beam has 5 more power, plus has the chance of a freeze. Let me go with a... Oh. There we go. Surf was to try and prevent the heal. It just sucks. Like, if it weren't for that Gyarados, Choice Specs would be a pretty great strat for Claire. But that Gyarados really messes things up. Oh, I saw on Scott's X page that he made a post saying that Bogasaki Town has really good music, some sort of Japanese name, and I looked it up. It's literally Japanese for Mistralton City. I wonder if Scott did that on purpose. Like, he purposefully said it in Japanese so people wouldn't understand it. It'd be pretty funny if it was. Specs Ice Beam is fine for some Pokemon. I mean, it would have been my strat if I didn't have Hidden Power Electric. Alright, so yeah, I'm gonna need to make sure I have the choice specs equipped for the Kimono girls. Also, whenever I go do the Kimono girls, I always deposit my HM users, so in case I lose, I can just black out and keep EXP. You may think, well, how are you supposed to fly off the bell tower? It's simple. You use an escape rope. I could keep the HM users in if I'm confident I'll win, but I'm not 100% confident. Well, maybe I should be confident, because I am level 50. Yeah, Jolteon was like the one thing I was worried about. Another commercial. Thank you for your 2 cents. I appreciate it. Wait. No. Alright, so now before I head to the Elite Four, I'm going to need to do some rare candy harvesting. May as well start with the Mount Mortar candy. Technically, there's another PP up down that ladder, but I don't need it. Solar Run's staple in almost any Pokemon game. Gathering the rare candy harvest. True. The plot of Heartgold Soul Silver changed compared to GSC. What plot, in your opinion, is canon? I don't know, actually. The only difference is just, like, which legendary is, like, the mascot, and the Kimono Girls have more of an impact on the story. I need to go back to Violet. There's also the rare candy in the ruins of Alph. That's the entire speedrun? Doesn't surprise me. Also, fun fact, if you come here, like, as soon as you have Rock Smash, you can actually go in here and get a super early Hyper Potion. Alright, I'm gonna get the first Whirl Island candy. Alright, that's all those. Alright, so looking at my speed, I know there's going to be some members of the Elite Four that I will not outspeed. Oh, I really should take off the specs right now. Specs are a great item, but you don't want to leave them equipped. Theoretically, I could fight some trainers right now, but I don't think it's necessary. Because I plan to use all of my rare candies before round 1 of the league. And I just don't think the time it takes to, like, maybe get an extra 2 levels is going to matter. And besides, the final, like, 3 trainers of this route are all mandatory. In the original games, they're all spinners. Mostly spinners. But they're mandatory, so I may as well just wait for them. Also, guys, say hi to Fisherman Scott. He has his favorite Pokemon Seeking. The Psychic Water-type Seeking. Oh, whoops. Oh, well. Yeah, all these trainers are mandatory anyway. Also, I remember in Scott's last Heartgold run, he was doing Mew versus Celebi. It really triggered me, the fact that he kept Dig on his moveset until, like, round 2 of the league. When he had access to Earthquake, just never taught it. Alright, there's also one more candy outside of the league here. Him deleting Magical Leaf. Oh, yeah. The fact that he had an all-physical moveset for Celebi against Steelix. Oh, man. Yeah, that was bad. You always want to keep a special move, even if it's not good. Or better yet, remember that one run where he... Remember that run where he deleted... Oh, it was Duskull. The Duskull line in Heartgold. Remember he deleted Nightshade off the moveset? That's arguably one of Duskull's best moves in the early game. But he really underestimated the value of fixed damage. Or like less bad when you have no attack. Exactly. I think I'm gonna defeat Will first before I use the candies. I'm pretty close to a level up. But anyway, let's do this. Primal Kyogre. Yep. Why did I use Surf on that? Okay, I'm not going to use him here. I want to wait till after a clean level up. And I'm toxic. Okay. Yeah, this is what I mean by the erratic growth rate. Ow. Also, what are the speed stats of Lance's level 49 Dragonites? Is anyone able to look at that? Because I know I outspeed his Ace Dragonite because it has a minus speed nature, but I can't remember what the speed stats are of his other two Dragonite. I'm trying to decide if I need to use the candies before Lance or not. Like, I'm thinking for speed stat reasons. You outspeed him, don't worry. Okay. Oh no, you spited Ice Beam. 107? Okay. I know I don't outspeed Aerodactyl, but is there anything else I don't outspeed? Actually, I think the Aerodactyl has Thunderfang. I'll just give it a chance. Nope, Charizard's... Okay, so I do outspeed everything else. Okay. Nice. Okay, yeah, the erratic growth rate is really doing us favors right now. Theoretically, that could have paralyzed or flinched. But I think that was the only thing he could have done. And the interesting thing is, I don't have a plus special attack nature. I'm not holding choice specs. And I only have 64 special attack EVs, which isn't really that many. Like, Gorebyss is just that strong. And I haven't used candies yet either. It was just its growth rate. Alright, can this still get sub 3? Honestly, I think yes. Because normally, if you get no resets in Kanto, it usually takes like 25 minutes to do the Kanto section resetless. And I don't think we'll have problems with a round 2 league. Sure is weak to Bolt Beam, yes. And Hidden Power Electric. I think I'll save the rare candies for a spot in Kanto where I feel like I need them. Honestly, here's what I might do. I might actually delay using them. That way I can avoid the rare candies that take a long time to get. You didn't know of that candy? Yeah, there's a lot of rare candies in this game. If this was one of those runs, I would show off every rare candy, I would, but I don't need to. Like, I'm quite confident we're not going to need the rare candy in Cerulean Cave, Seafoam Islands. I'll probably get the one on Cinnabar. Yeah, the Frontier Access Candy, you can only get that after you beat Lance. It's really convenient, too, because it's right near the boat. Alright, I'm going to get the other Psychic TM as a backup. I think I'm going to use the candies now. Yeah, this will get me to level 73. Does the Rapidash fanboy still give you a candy? Yes, he does. There we go, 73. I will say, I do not like this gym. Hair's sticking up. Damn it, I was distracted. I think if I knock something out, I don't get leech seeded. Yeah, I don't get leech seeded. Uh-oh, we're about to fight the Rapping Lass. Okay, I am not fighting Sabrina right now. Her Alakazam has 150 speed and it has Energy Ball. Yeah, do not fight it. Alright, I will need to deposit. Because there is a mandatory set of double battles on the way to Bill's house. And they have grass types. I don't want to risk getting hit with Spore and getting hit with like Giga Drain. I remember with Quagsire and Gastrodon I had to deposit, otherwise they would give resets. True, it is better than the Surge Gym. Oh yeah, speaking of the Surge Gym, since I'm not using the non-encrypted patch anymore, I'm not going to have the free trash can puzzle. That's fine though, I'll just do what I did before and just use a save state. Not a big deal. The Electrode have 161 speed? Good point. I mean, they usually like to waste their first turn with, they usually like to use Double Team. Oh yeah, they do use Light Screen too. That would arguably be worse. So I'll probably save Surge for last. I just want to fight Sabrina when I can outspeed her Alakazam. And I think I do now. I think her Alakazam is 150. Or it's 156. $150? Oh, okay. Also, I hate that Sailor. He's a spinner, but he's just so in the way. Two Victory Road themes in a row. Wag hey. Wag hey, people. This isn't a drill. All YouTube members have to pay the toll. It's fine. Boss KO usually leaves a comment, leaving a Quagsire emo later. You need to face the rocket? Yes, you do. If you don't face the rocket, the item never spawns. They wanted to make sure he could live a happy life in Icarus. Yep, and then he'll hide his past from his wife, who's trying to hide her past from the husband. If you know, you know. Okay, I better equip choice specs for this. Black 2, White 2 Resonance? Oh, that's the Magma and Aqua Grunt. Right. I know there's a former Magma and Aqua Grunt who are married and have a kid, but they refuse to tell the other about their past. At least in Oras, they're honest about it. Oh yeah, I remember that. I think it's a post-game thing at the Battle Mason. I think there's like 2 grunts that fall in love. And they're still in their uniforms. I vaguely remember that as a kid. I haven't been to the Battle Mason in like probably like 10 years. Maybe not 10 years, more like 8, but still. I mean, I probably don't need to save Surge for later. Well then. That was fun. If you guys are wondering if I could use PK Hex to auto-solve the trash puzzle, I can do that for Fire Red and Leaf Green. I cannot do it for Heartgold. Because I don't think it's a permanent flag. I think the flag to whether the puzzle is solved is tied to whether you beat Surge or not. Because you could actually solve the puzzle, walk out of his gym, come back in, and the puzzle's still there. But yeah, I think the flag for it being permanently solved is it's tied to whether you beat him or not. I'm sure if I set the flag to have Surge beaten, then this barrier will probably be disappeared. And you know what? There is never going to be a run where Shockwave is useful. But you never know, I could be proven wrong. Yeah, if you talk to the first trash can, then you save the game, then you'll still have the first switch, if that's what you mean. Hey, Shadow. Hey, look, Bugcatcher Eddie. I might need this, we'll see. The only utility for Shockwave is Technician, and even then it's outclassed as an electric move. I was going to say I could be surprised, because, slight spoiler for the Deoxys attack versus defense form solo run versus race I did on my channel, Water, that was one of the few runs where Water Pulse was actually useful. Because it's the only water move they learn. And so that way, I can use Hidden Power Fire, and then have Water Pulse for coverage for the Claydol. It ended up being super good. So maybe if there's like one of those instances where somehow we run a Pokemon where the only electric move it learns is Shockwave, and we need an electric move for like Red or something, then maybe. That's like the only way it could be useful. It's for Pokemon with very restrictive movesets. How's the run so far? The beginning was slow. Bugsy was rough. We had to do EV training. Do you see there? 240 speed, 156 attack. We needed 240 speed EVs exactly at level 95 to outspeed Red's Pikachu. We needed at least 150 attack EVs as well at level 95, to where we only need 2 Swaggers on Pikachu instead of 3, because we're using Swagger Psych Up. Oh man, I gave you like an hour head start. Shadow, do you have any idea how long... You're just rage baiting me, dude. Nice try. I know you're not that stupid. You know Heartgold and Soul Silver are pretty long games. That's why you don't play them, because you don't like anything long. Alright, let's say hi to Bidoof, Swimmer. Because he hates Johto. Don't blame me for you falling for it. Hey, I fell for it halfway through, then I stopped. Just wrapped up Jealous, and actually wasn't awful, but glad I got it out of the way. Well, Corona. Volcarona next. Come on, dude. You gotta run Volcarona. Or better yet, run it fully evolved and save yourself some headache. Come on, do you really want to play Larvesta for most of the game? Do I want the rare candy in here? I feel like I do, yes. I'll do that tomorrow. What makes you think Larvesta will have better fights than Volcarona? Like, what does Larvesta have going for it? Yeah, it's annoying that this is one of the longest rare candies to get. Better physical attacks and actually usable moves like Return, Flame Charge, and Bug Bite. So wait, Larvesta has better attack than Volcarona? Is that true? If so, that's insane. $85 to $60. Wow. I actually didn't know that. Seafoam candy is the worst. Yeah, I like to think it is. It's like a 1.5 to a 2-minute time investment. But I need level 95 for red. And since I used a lot of those early rare candies to speed up the Kanto section, I think I will need it. Less bad move pool, huh? Well, you got 24 minutes to be less than 3 hours. I think I can make it. I'm literally at the 7th gym leader right now. Then I just gotta fight Blue, then do round 2 of the league. I think I can make it. Yes, game dev, we know you're working on your emulator. Good for you. Hey, I remembered to talk to Blue this time. I still need to remember the way to just run through here. There we go. Memory corruption. Hooray, I win. I corrupted your memory from across the country. That thing seriously sent out Rhydon second because of Thunderfang. They fixed the ledge issue, right? The same logic? I believe so, yes. Also, the Sandshrew I caught can technically learn Rock Climb as well, but I always have room for a 6th party member, so that way the Snorlax is there when I get it for leftovers. Alright, I'm gonna get Cerulean Cave. Wait, why did I fly to Viridian? Wrong side of Victory Road. No, I knew what I was doing. You have to fly to Victory Road in order to fly to Johto from Kanto, because the distance is too far. Alright, now I just need the 2nd Whirl Island candy. I better just surf on the downside here. I've already fought the trainers over here. There we go. Technically, Soul Silver is actually probably slightly faster because it's quicker to get to Lugia than it is to get to Ho-Oh. But I don't know. Technically, there's one rare candy outside of Mount Silver and one in, but I don't think those are necessary. It is by 5 seconds. Ah. Where are you getting the 5 seconds from? How many candies do I have? 6 candies. Yeah, don't use them yet. Alright, let's do this yet again. Yeah, I'm pretty confident. Glitchless uses Soul Silver. Oh, really? Well, I know... Wait. Isn't Heartgold used for, like, the one with RNG manipulation? Any percent? I swore Heartgold was used for one category. Probably should have equipped specs here. No specs. Soul Silver with Raikou Master Ball Manips. Oh, so it's always been Soul Silver? Oh, okay. To be fair, I do Heartgold just because it was the one I played. So wait, why is Soul Silver faster by 5 seconds? Like, where is the 5 seconds coming from? Okay, I was worried that was going to live. Not use Surf on that. That has Dry Skin. It's 5 seconds faster to reach Lugia. Oh, I'm guessing that'll take... I'm guessing that counts the time it takes, like, after the Kimono Girls. Like, in Heartgold, you can just walk straight to the tower, but the tower is extra tall. But in Soul Silver, you would have to fly to Cianwood, surf over there, avoid spinners and trainers, and then you just go in the right island after using Whirlpool a lot. So, in the very end, it's only faster than by 5 seconds. I'm guessing that's assuming you skip the spinners. So I feel like for a solo run challenge, it makes no difference. But honestly, in a solo run challenge, it might have an advantage to play Heartgold, because if you catch the Ho-Oh with a Master Ball, it gives you access to one room in the Ruins of Alph. I believe it's the room that has the Life Orb in it. Nice crit. Too weak to make a substitute. Nice. Ho-Oh is needed for Life Orb. Yeah, that's what I said. Really, that's an advantage for doing Heartgold. I just do Heartgold because it was the version I played. Then again, I don't always do that method of I do the one that I played as a kid. Like, I did not play White 2 as a kid. I played Black 2. But the reason I played White 2 was because I do Black version for the other ones, and both of them have Reshiram as the mascot, sort of. That thing outspeeds by 4. What can it do to me? The question is, though, can I one-shot the Spirit Tomb? I don't know. Hopefully she saves it for last. Nope. I defeated it anyway. Okay. Alright, 89. Okay. I have 6 spare candies. So I can use those to get to 95. Perfect. How is Weavile bulkier? I have no idea. To be fair, Spiritomb... Spiritomb's defenses aren't the best. It's its HP stat. But I'm pretty sure the Sneasel line just has great special defense. That's my guess. Special program. Search for the red Gyarados. Is it wrong for me to say that I'm not a big fan of shiny Gyarados? I think the blue one looks better. Is that wrong? It's 108 in both defenses. Maybe it's the HP I remember, I think Spiritomb's HP isn't as good. Look at that, 192. At level 95, we had 190 speed. That was completely planned. Also, the money thing. I'm looking at the money number on my overlay. The 2 is encroaching in the semicolon just a little bit, and it's triggering me. It's like a 5-second fix, but I'll do it after I finish the run. I just gotta take the number and shift it to the right by like 7 pixels, I think. Also, I bought 41 Super Pels in Olivine. I think that ended up being enough because right now I have like 5 of them left. Wait. Shit. I forgot the Swagger TM. Where's the Swagger TM? I know it's in here. Wait. It's in the department store. God damn it. It's in Celadon. I'm mixing up games here. Come on. I do not want to be the reason I lose sub 3. Come on. Right here. It is in the lighthouse? Oh. Well, I'll remember that. Alright, now I need to go into Viridian Forest and get Psych up. Yeah, it would have been faster if I remembered. Alright, so my moveset needs to be taken to the move deleter. My moveset needs to be Return, Psych Up, Swagger, Attract. Need to buy more repels as well. I probably should. Alright, teach Attract. Swagger in the place of Hidden Power. Psych Up in the place of Ice Beam. Yes, Shadow, it is the only good option. This thing gets no other setup moves. It can't rely on pure special damage for red, it just can't. Okay, with leftovers, we have all the attack and speed that we need. To be fair, I will get to red at under 3 hours, but the thing is, I'm not going to get sub 3 unless I first try him. Like, even if I got to red at like 12 minutes, like, if I got to him at 2:48, like, it's still a luck-dependent fight. Yeah, this thing does not get Calm Mind, it doesn't get Charge Beam. It just doesn't get anything to set up with. Alright, let's do this, red. Alright, so with this amount of attack EVs, we only need 2 swaggers for the Pikachu. Oh, reset. So what we need is, we gotta use Attract, use 2 swaggers, then Psych Up, sweep. Dude. Is there no Resto Chesto strat you could have cooked up? The problem is, Shadow, they're not 2-shots. Venusaur is not a 2-shot with Ice Beam or Blizzard. That's the problem. Dude, stupid Pikachu. What are you, omnipotent? Oh my god, this stupid Pikachu. I'm not kidding. I never even thought of that as a strat. Well, I win. Practice your tolerance. I don't want to be tolerant. You're causing me resets. It does kind of match the theme, yeah. If we did not grind the attack EVs, we would have needed a third swagger. 258.25, sub 3. Get wrecked, game dev. I know you voted over. Well, that strat worked. I had no idea that +4 Pikachu hitting itself in confusion would one-shot itself. Yeah, yeah, Shadow. I did the ranges with Blizzard, with 100 special attack EVs at level 95, it was doing like 40% of its health. You actually voted under? Oh, you actually believed in me. Thank you. Didn't expect that. Alright, give me a quick second. Okay, I fixed the money. Now it's not touching the semicolon, or not touching the colon. Oh yeah, that's true. The light ball increased the attack damage and the Pikachu literally killed itself. So I actually had to set up on the Venusaur instead. I will admit, I did not think of that. So that did actually add a tiny bit of extra luck. You must have really messed something up doing that, because... Wait, you must have really messed something up then, because it's doing 80 to 95%. What? I have Kingler Calc up. Hold on, I'll put this in the leaderboard first. Dude. Hold on, I might have been a mix-up. Let me look. I might have been looking at a different move. Anyway, level 98. Resets to 58.25. Alright, game time of 8:35. Alright, so if we take a look at the leaderboard, it did do better than Slowbro and Chinchou, but it did worse than Miltank. Yeah, this thing did not really do too well. Although I will admit, I did get super lucky with Swagger Strat working pretty quickly, but here, let me just show you like what I was looking at. Wait. Oh, I might have been looking at Return. I might not have been looking at Blizzard. Whoops. To be fair, though, hold on. Let's put in the actual 64 EVs. 150, 240. Let's put in, like, a moveset we think would have worked better. Let's see if an all-special set would truly work. Blizzard. Psychic. I don't really know what to go with the fourth move. Let's go Attract. So yeah, I wouldn't have done enough, but to be fair, if we would have gone with a plus special attack, or no, if we had decided to go with a special attacking moveset for red, I would not have trained for attack EVs. I would have trained for special attack instead. For special attack, the water north of Goldenrod City has only Psyduck and Golduck in it. So let's assume instead of the 150 attack, we did the 150 special attack. The Blizzard on Venusaur would be a 6.3% chance, which would be bad. We would end up having to go with a plus special attack minus defense nature, which is... mild nature. So Blizzard would have been a 62% chance on the Venusaur. Surf one-shot Pikachu. Psychic would be a 3-shot on the Lapras, which would not be great. I'd have to use Attract on it and open that thing up to full restores. The Snorlax, though, this was my problem, Shadow, with the all-special set. Snorlax really counters special moves, and so does Lapras. They're both special counters. Surf, Blizzard, HP, Electric, Rest with a modest nature and investment would have two-shot everything? Question. How would I get it to two-shot Snorlax? 38 to 45. Like, how much further would I need my special attack EVs to be? Dude, even at maximum special attack EVs with a plus special attack nature, I get what you're saying, though, but it would have taken a long time to grind that many special attack EVs. Because this game really isn't generous with special attack EVs. The problem is, like, you would have to grind on so many Psyduck. It's not as great to do that. Psychic would two-shot the Blastoise. What about Lapras? Oh, the Lapras would be a guaranteed three-shot after Attract. Okay, I can see how the all-special set would work, but the problem is, that is just way too high for a special attack. Let's assume it's 200, because that's more reasonable. I can see how this would work, though. Yeah, we could just brute force it. Absolutely, we could. Like, we could go Attract instead. The other main problems will include, like, I guess Crunch getting defense drops. I think the main thing I was also just worried about was if you're slowly trying to kill them with like 3 shots and rest, that does give the opponent time to do crits, but I still get what you're saying. This, I would have had to completely swap around where I trained my EVs. But this definitely looks like the more consistent strat for sure. Especially since I did not expect +4 Pikachu to actually one-shot itself. That, I will admit, actually ruins the strat. That actually ruined it. So I had to set up on the Venusaur instead, and I was just lucky it worked. Well, you need Surf, Blizzard, then either Psychic or HP Electric. I think Hidden Power Electric would have been better. Oh, yeah. You know what? You're right. All Special was the better strat. To be fair, like, when I was looking at this thing's moveset, the fact that the only potential setup I saw was Swagger's Psych Up, it made me completely ignore Special Attack, because the thing is, Red, Snorlax, and Lapras completely counter Special Attackers, so I was kind of putting it off to the side for that, but I definitely should have tested special sets a bit more first. Well, did you actually use your attack? Only for the red fight. Let me show you some. See the 156 attack EVs? That was specifically needed to avoid a third Swagger. Because if I had less attack EVs than that, in order to one-shot sweep everything with return, I would have needed 3 Swaggers. But those attack EVs made it only so I only needed 2. Because the amount of extra luck it would take to go from 2 Swaggers to 3 is quite high. Because if I actually did have to do 3, I would have gotten so many resets. But yeah, I think the special set would have been far better. Yeah, you're right, Shadow. You're right. I was just undervaluing the value of the special moves. I just never think of special moves as being the answer for red because of that frickin' Snorlax and the Lapras. But if I had swapped my attack EVs over to my special attack, it would have been possible. Plus, a different nature. But anyway, thank you all for standing by, everyone. I do appreciate it. The next stream, I will need to put up the schedule. But I think tomorrow's Omega Ruby, but as a heads up, I'm not doing a stream tomorrow because I think you focus too much on setup sometimes. But to be fair, though, it's red, okay? You kind of have to focus on setup for red, to be fair. This was like one of the few Pokemon where you truly don't need setup for red. You can just brute force him. But I'll keep an eye out for that next time. But yeah, I won't be doing a stream tomorrow. I have to drop off some presents to some nephews and nieces. So, this Thursday is Christmas. I'm doing a stream Monday and Tuesday. I will not do a stream Wednesday or Sunday. But I will do a stream later in Christmas. I'll show you a sneak peek of the schedule, actually, before I post it. Okay. Just ignore the fact that some of this is off-center. I had to, like, erase the stream part at the last minute. But yeah, it'll be Omega Ruby with Garchomp, no stream. Crystal with Porygon, plus a stream. Deoxys Normal versus Speed, plus a stream. And then Christmas Eve will just be Yellow with Cloyster as the video. And then Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, I have a special surprise for that. Like, trust me, you guys are going to want to see it. I've been putting a lot of work into them for a few months. But yeah, you guys will like it. Anyway, I will see you all later.